Hello, everyone. I welcome you to today's marriage medicines. All right. Don't forget today. I really want to teach today. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just don't want to talk about um the 10 reasons marriage fails. I've been on it and I'm on volume 7, if I'm right. Yes. And today I want to talk to you about unrealized need needs. Unrealized needs in your marriage is very important because at the course of counseling a lot of people, I realized that sometimes couples, they really want to enjoy their marriage. They want to be happy. Who doesn't want to be? You get what I mean? But my point is, sometimes they don't know what it requires, they don't know what they need, and that's why it's important for you, before you dive into that marriage, that you go for premarital counseling. I've been saying it and I will continue to say it. You need premarital counseling before diving into that marriage, okay? And not just, I know it's okay for your pastor to nurture you, to encourage you, but that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when you already have your marriage plan and your pastor will invite you maybe for 3 weeks or something. They will, they will uh, teach you, they will tell you don't do this. Those are advised before you even plan your wedding. Before you pick a date, you need to know what you're doing. You need to know what you want, because sometimes you don't even know all that you need. So today I want to talk to you about unrealized needs. If you're married, this is fantastic. This is a very great platform for you to nurture your marriage and your marriage to become a triumphant marriage. And if you are not married, yes, it's a great platform for you also to learn. So when you get to that route, you will know what to do. All right, don't forget, this is your girl, Juliana OLUBU. Welcome to Married Medicines, where we build a triumphant relationship to a triumphant marriage. Like I said today, I want to teach you. There are some things you need that you don't know that you need. They are very important. So today I will give you 5 examples of unrealized needs, because sometimes when I'm talking, my tongue, is it double or whatever they call it, I go ahead of myself. So I really want to take my time today. I want to say it again. Unrealized needs in marriage. I want to talk to you about it today. And today I'm not talking about the solutions or something. I already put everything together, but I will just explain to you that first thing, you are not enemies, okay? Husband and wife, you are not enemies to each other. The second thing I want to talk about is there's no competition. I just want to say all those things before I will start explaining and expressing what I need to tell you today. First thing is, you guys are not enemies. Did you hear what I said? Because a lot of time we see ourselves as an enemy. No, to do We see ourselves as an enemy. So number one is, before we even dive into it, I'm excited to talk to you today. Okay. Invite your friend, tell a friend to tell a friend that Married Medicines, she's on, that your girl, she's here. So I said, you guys are not enemies, number one. Number two, there is no competition in marriage. It's like you telling your left hand to be competing with your right hand. It doesn't make sense, right? Right, yes, it doesn't. There's no competition in marriage. You guys are not enemies. And the third one is, you are partners. No one is superior than the other. No one is superior than the other. The fourth one I want to say is, even though in marriage there is headship, which is the man, all right, but that doesn't mean the man is to control you as a woman. And as a woman, you are not to manipulate your husband. Okay, because a lot of time I heard when people will say, oh, I know what he wants is when we are having a nice time. That's when I will ask my husband this, because that's the only time he will answer. No, 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 no. You don't need to manipulate each other. Okay, you guys are partner. God never says the men are better than the women. No, 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 no. We are one. Okay, He made us male and female, so there's no superiority. But in any organization, there must be a leader. In any group, there must be somebody that will oversee everything, that, see everything. But that does not mean that the leader of your organization, your boss, or the leader of your group in any department in church, or in any department in even in the world generally, that does not mean you will not listen to those people that they put you over to lead them. It's just like a pastor not listening to anybody other than just himself because he believes I should know everything. No, that is not leadership. Okay, if you are afraid to communicate with your husband, then he's not your husband, he's your boss. If you are afraid to communicate with your wife, then she's not your wife, she's like a dictatorship, if I want to put it that way. I forgot what I wanted to say about that, but I'll remember later. But what my point is this: we are partners. So you guys need to work together. See, this what I'm saying is not even part of what I prepared for you. Imagine that. But I'm just saying, I've been led by the Spirit of God to tell you that please stop fighting each other in your marriage. Stop competing. Stop doing something extra in case something happens. The truth is that thing will happen. Yes, it will happen. If you are building a house and your wife does not know about it, it's crazy. In case, or you are, as a woman, you are building something, or you are doing something that your husband does not know about, you are saying in case something happens, then you are in the wrong marriage in the first place. You are not supposed to be in that place. You are not supposed to be in that marriage. There's something is wrong somewhere, and those are the things I want to talk to you about today. Today I'll give you 5 reasons, 5 orientation, 5 eye-opening of unrealized things that you don't know that is important, that you need in your marriage. And I'm starting. The number one on my list is emotional connection and support. What did I say? Emotional connection and support. Let me explain that a little bit. This goes beyond just talking about daily events. Yes, it's about feeling truly seen, like feeling truly heard and understood by your partner. If you don't know what partner means, you know what spouse means. By your spouse, or by your husband, or by your wife. Let me point a scenario here. Maybe one of you thought to share your fears or your insecurity about a work presentation, or a work related issue, or anything at all, hoping for empathy and reassurance, because that happens sometimes. You want to talk to your husband, you're talking to your wife just because you just want to tell them. Sometimes it's not as if you don't know what to do, you just want that, okay, let me just go and express, let me go and vent on someone. Yesterday my brother called and was, my brother-in-law called and telling my husband, like, I just want to vent about something to you. That is just what it is. You understand what I mean? Like, oh, something happened, you just want to vent to someone, and that is why husband and wife are together. So when you are not emotionally connected and there's no support emotionally from your husband or from your wife, there will be an issue. However, on your spouse's part, he or she responded with like a practical advice or dismisses your concerns, leaving you feeling emotionally isolated. Meanwhile, on your part, you will start thinking, it seems I'm alone in this marriage. Like, what am I saying? What's he talking about? And to him or her, maybe they just thought, okay, you said this about the work. Yeah, They will just literally brush it and just give you advice normally. There won't be that connection or something because they don't know. See, husband and wife, I want to tell you something. I've said it earlier. You are not enemies, okay? Sometimes that expectation you are expecting from your husband or from your wife, they don't know, okay? You can't be working on expectations. Sometimes you have to express yourself. You have to tell him or her what you want, how you want to be treated, how you feel like when something happened. So you can't be basing your emotions on expectations like, oh, he should know he's a man after all, oh, she should know she's a woman after all. See, it will not work. Nothing works that way. You will not enjoy each other. I'm still talking about emotional connection and support in your marriage, in your relationship. Okay, let me say let me say this way. What I'm trying to let you know, what I'm trying to let you realize is that a lack of emotional connection in your relationship, in your marriage, with your wife or with your husband will lead to feeling of loneliness. The feelings of loneliness will set in, resentment will come, and even depression will come after all. And before you notice or realize what is happening in your intimacy, what is happening in your marriage, in your relationship, intimacy is already out of the window. And that will create and cause a distance between you and your spouse. And sometimes you don't even know how it started, and you go like, how did I find myself here? What did I do? What does she want? What does he really want? And a lot of time I've heard men saying, women, there is money. Once you have money, it's okay. If it's money, what about those rich people? No, not rich. Those wealthy and successful people. No, I won't say successful. Those wealthy and rich people, why are they still divorcing? If it's just about money. So marriage is beyond just providing financially. Is more than that. And the second on my list is physical intimacy and affection. Physical intimacy and affection. Okay, this involves more than just having sex. It's about physical touch, it's about affection and feeling desired by your partner. Feeling desired, like, okay, I know my wife wants me every time. I know my presence gives her joy. I know my husband wants me every time. I know my presence gives him joy. Yes, feeling desired by your partner, by your spouse, by your husband, by your wife. I have to say all those things so you can get my point. You can get what I'm saying, because if I don't say husband and wife, some people still don't get it. So as a couple, sometimes you might even go weeks, months, or years. You might be surprised without any physical contact beyond, let me say, a goodbye kiss. Some people are just even used to the routine, like, bye, mwah. No, it's more than that. Those things are important too. They are fantastic. But you have to do it from your mind, not just a routine, not just what I have to do. If I don't do it, she will be angry or he will not be happy with me. And sometimes one partner might even yearn for cuddling, you know, just having someone there, holding each other, or even just a warm embrace. My brother and my sister in the Lord, I'm saying, be there for each other, okay? Physical intimacy and affection is more than just having sex. And sometimes your spouse might seem disinterested, or maybe he's avoiding it. He doesn't know what to do. And that's why sometimes you can't just be fighting and be saying, oh, he doesn't love me, she doesn't love me. Sometimes you need to sit down and teach each other. That's why you need counseling. That's why you need therapy. That's why you need a counselor in your life. A counselor is not someone that you just, before marriage or after marriage, when you have problems. No, even when things are going great, you still need to talk to someone about it. Someone that will understand, that can teach you and give you even tips on how to nurture your relationship. If you don't have relationship, things might be very hard for you to do. Now, see, intimacy is beyond all I've said. It's just like you not be intimate with God, not be intimate with Christ Jesus. How do you want to hear clearly? You'll be waiting for someone to hear on your behalf. And sometimes in marriage, like, you don't, see, if you are not intimate with God, it's hard to satisfy your relationship, to satisfy that marriage is just beyond husband and wife coming together and giving birth. Okay, it's more than that. It's just like that woman at the well. She doesn't know that she needs Christ. Even though she was expecting, are you the Messiah? Are you the this? Are you the that? She doesn't know what she. And Jesus said, if you know the person talking to you, if you know what I can give you, that you will not thirst again. You get what I'm saying? So intimacy with God is just beyond just going to church, listening to your pastor, coming back home. Being a Christian is just beyond, oh, I'm a Christian by mouth, and after I accepted Jesus Christ as a Lord and Savior, and that's the end of it. No, you have to nurture your love for Christ. You have to develop yourself. You have to be intimate with God. You have to be spiritual. You have to go beyond just listening to your pastor. It's just like sometimes when people say, "Oh, my pastor said it's not good to be. It's not good. We need to have a good character. I can't steal because my pastor said it's." It's not your pastor that said so. The scripture told us your pastor is just explaining, relating, teaching you what the scripture says. All right. What I'm trying to buttress is being intimate with each other is beyond sex, if I want to put it that way. I hope you get my point. I'm just trying to explain, to teach you. And a lack of physical intimacy will mold your feelings to rejection. It will mold your feelings to insecurity and dissatisfaction in your relationship with your wife, with your husband, in your marriage. It will also affect and cause a decrease in sexual desire and overall marital contentment. You will not be content with what you have because you will be looking for, because that thing will be missing. That's the truth. You know, so if you are not, even as a Christian, as a believer, as the one growing in faith, sometimes you feel empty. You feel empty, like something is wrong with me. What's going on? See, sometimes it's because we don't have enough time to commune with the Holy Spirit. And that sometimes you make you feel empty until you go to the presence of God and say, oh, okay, this is what it is. It's the same thing in your marriage. Okay? If you, as husband and wife, if you don't love God, it will be very difficult for you to love each other genuinely. It will be difficult for you to love each other deeply because, first of all, you don't understand what love is. Because the one who taught us how to love, you don't know him, you don't love him. So everything, you will just think about things literally in your head. Physical and emotional connection are one of the foundations of a successful and a triumphant marriage. You cannot just do anything or behave anyhow you want in your marriage and thinking, no, this is how it should be. No, that's not how it should be. Oh, my parents, this is how they did it. What do you mean? My father, this is what they did. No, sir. No, ma'am. They were wrong because they didn't know what they needed enough to some extent. I'm still on communication. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, I'm still on physical intimacy and affection. Physical intimacy and affection. That's what I'm talking about. That's the second one. So my explanation is, if you don't realize that your partner needs your affection, if you don't understand that your partner needs intimacy with you, or if you let him or her notice that there's no connection anymore, then there will be a problem. I'm saying help each other, talk to each other, stop condemning each other, love on each other, understand each other's love language. If you don't know what love language is, please go to my I think is the sixth or the fifth one. Just go through my videos, you will see it there. I explained the five love language, like five love languages. So go and learn about it, digest on it, understand each other's love language, and it will help you. Don't wait. See, listen, all I'm saying, if you don't do it, it will lead to rejection, it will lead to inadequacy, it will lead to frustration, it will also cause a kind of strain on your relationship, on your marriage. Don't wait till your spouse requests for a divorce before you get it right. Don't wait till then. And the third on my list is appreciation and affirmation. Appreciation and affirmation. Everyone needs to feel valued and appreciated for their contribution to the relationship, to the family. So, and let me say now, one of you, let me explain this. How do I put it? Okay. Now, one of you might consistently cook, clean, and take care of the children. But your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife rarely acknowledge your efforts or expresses gratitude. What will happen? What do you think will happen? It will lead to resentment and being taken for granted. When a couple don't appreciate each other, most of the time it causes low self-esteem, and it will build up a sense of injustice in that relationship. You just feel like, like, am I the only one in this relationship? Why am I the one doing a lot? Just because you refuse to appreciate or acknowledge each other's effort in that marriage. And most of the time, it leads to decrease in motivation. You will not be motivated to do more. Imagine you helping someone and the person didn't even say thank you to you. You just feel like, wow, like, really? And it will also lead to, like, you will not be committed to that relationship, to that marriage, and unwillingness will set in. And before you know it, all those things will pile up and go beyond your relationship. It will go beyond your marriage, that you won't be able to repair it anymore. It might be too late. It might be too late if you don't work on it. Begin to appreciate each other, affirm each other, acknowledge each other's commitment, acknowledge each other's effort, acknowledge what you're doing to put things together in that marriage, to keep it going. Feeling respected, feeling valued and appreciated by your partner is essential for maintaining a healthy marriage. It is essential for maintaining your marriage. It is essential for maintaining your relationship. When one partner's efforts or contributions or opinions are not acknowledged or respected, it will lead your spouse to feeling, let me say, insignificance, and resentment will just set in, and that will be the end of that marriage. No marriage just happened and people say, I'm out. No. Check very well. Something has been going on for a very long time. And the fourth on my list I want to talk to you about today is effective communication and understanding. Effective communication and understanding. See, effective communication is the cornerstone of any relationship. It involves openly expressing your needs, expressing your concerns, expressing your feelings, as well as actively listening to your partner. That is communication. As a couple, you might argue about the same issue repeatedly, but never truly resolve it. Because why? Often you you don't disagree to agree. What you're trying to do is just my point, it's just my point. I want to no, just it's just me, it's just me. Oh, I'm the leader of this home. Why will you tell me what to do? Do you want to control me? Oh, I'm the woman of this house. Do you know what it is to be a woman? No, there's nothing to compete about. And this is often due to lack of effective communication. Maybe, or maybe you always interrupt each other during conversation, resulting in personal attack, or you simply avoid the conversation altogether because you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to take responsibility. Listen, blaming and judging or arguing with each other is not communication. It's not communication. Let me say that again. Listen to me and listen clearly. Blaming each other, judging each other, or arguing with each other is not communication. That is false communication. It is totally wrong. When you want to communicate with each other, don't communicate like you want to attack the other person, like, oh, you are not a good man or you are not a good woman. Communicate like, okay, I know we love each other, because it's more than just loving each other, but these things are not right. Okay, what do you think we can do? This is what we can do. Let's take it this route. The way you talk to me, I don't like it. I know you love me, but the way you communicate your point to me is very rude, is unruly. You are communicating, you are not attacking each other, you are just expressing your feelings, how you feel about the way you communicate with each other. And by so doing, you understand, oh no, I don't mean it that way, I'm just trying to buttress my point, and like that. So with that, it will guide your judgment, it will guide, and you won't feel like, oh, you are being selfish for saying that. Or most of the time, when we want to communicate what we are not happy about, you know what we do? We condemn the other person. We judge them. Oh, you don't love me. If you love me, you wouldn't have done this. And the person says, I don't love you? With all I've done in this marriage, I don't love you? What do you mean I don't love you? No. She's not literally saying, I don't love you. She's trying to communicate something to you at that point in time. At that point, she doesn't feel loved. Not that you don't love him or you don't love her, but at that point, she doesn't feel loved because you are not listening actively to his or her point. Do you get that? So effective communication and understanding matters a lot. You can communicate and not understand what the other person is telling you, is communicating to you. If you don't, try to calm down. Don't judge and try to listen. What's she trying to say, or what's he trying to tell me? Am I clear? Okay, are you getting my point? All right. Yes, I want you to get the point. I want you to really get it. Okay, don't blame each other. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't blame each other. Love on each other, and as you do so, you will see how your marriage will blossom. You will enjoy yourself and you will enjoy your marriage. See, poor communication causes misunderstanding, unresolved conflict, and a build-up of resentment. Yes. See, when people start resenting you, maybe they've been warning you about a particular thing over the years, over and over, and it seems like nothing is happening. Or sometimes I've seen a lot of people, being to counselors and things don't change. See, it's not the counselor's fault. It is you, because you are not ready to learn. You are not ready to unlearn what you have learned. You get my point? Because sometimes when people come for counseling, they still have their mindset. They are not ready to. Their minds are not open to understanding, to the knowledge of how to go about something that has been giving them problem. Instead, they still hold on to, this is how it's supposed to be, that is how it's not supposed to be. Okay, so don't let that happen to you. Don't let your communication, bad way of communicating, causes misunderstanding and causes unresolved conflict, and don't let it build up and become you guys resenting each other. It can also create a sense of distance and disconnection between you guys, between couples in your relationship. See, Effective communication and mutual understanding are vital and important for a successful marriage, for a successful relationship. See, when partners feel unheard, misunderstood, or dismissed, their need for communication and validation goes unmet, leading to feelings of isolation and again resentment. And the fifth on my list is quality time and attention. Hey, my Father and my God, help your people, oh Lord. Quality time and attention. Quality time and attention. Say after me. Say quality time and attention. Are you saying it? Say it again. Quality time and attention. Hey, see, this means spending dedicated time together, free from distractions and truly focusing on each other. I'm not saying quality time that when you start talking about the bills. No, that is not about the two of you. Mm-mm. You have to focus on each other. As husband and wife, see, sometimes do you know that you might be physically present, both of you, in the same room, but one is scrolling through their phones while the other person is watching TV. And there's no meaningful interaction or connection happening. And that happens a lot. You say, what do you want from me? I've been in this house. You don't want me to go out. You don't want me to do this. You don't want me to do that. And the friends, you don't want me to meet my friends. You can to have a girl's time. And you say all those things. And you are thinking, even though both of you are together, but you are missing each other. Like, you are missing, I don't know how to express this for you, but I know you get it. Because I'm talking to smart people, right? I'm talking to intelligent people, right? I'm talking to people who are ready to learn, who are ready to unlearn what they have learned. I'm talking to people who want a happy home. I'm talking to people who are not proud and saying she doesn't understand what she's saying. I know I'm talking to people who are smart enough after this life that will go and ask each other, where have we been getting it wrong? What has been going on? How can we put ourselves together? Right? Those are the people I'm talking to, because my followers they are smart. My fans are very smart. And the people of God, I know you are very knowledgeable. Let me explain a little bit more. See, a lack of quality time will make your partner feel neglected. Yes, neglected and unimportant. You know, everybody wants to feel important. Who doesn't want to feel important? It can also lead to a decrease in intimacy and sense of growing apart. I talked about growing apart in my last video, in my last volume, which is volume 6. I talk about growing apart. That growing apart, Holy Spirit, I will still talk about it. It's just, I know a lot of couples, even old, that they love, the affection is not there. They're just there. They're just there. See, marriage is very sweet, very interesting. Okay. I know you get it. Let me continue. See, addressing these unrealized needs require an open and honest communication. See, a willingness to compromise and a willingness, a willingness to compromise and a commitment to making the relationship a priority is paramount. You both might have to learn effective communication and conflict resolution skills. See, if you don't know what that means, come closer. Come. I can teach you. I can give you tips on how to do all of that. Or maybe in my next video, I will try as much as I can to put things together so you can actually know what that means. Learn effective communication and conflict resolution skills. is very, very important. Okay, let me do a quick review of unrealized needs in marriage. Number one, I talked about a lot, so sometimes you might just not get it. So let me say it again. And if you are just joining me, please go back to the video, start from the beginning. Okay, start from the beginning. Number one, I talked about, excuse me, emotional connection and support. Number two, I talked about physical intimacy and affection. Physical intimacy and affection. The third one, I spoke about appreciation and affirmation. Those are the things you need in your marriage. Appreciation and affirmation. The fourth one is effective communication and understanding. Effective communication and understanding. Do you know that some people can understand each other and they have a bad way of communicating it to each other? Yes. The fifth one is quality time and attention. Let me say it one more time. Emotional connection and support, number one. Physical intimacy and affection, number two. Appreciation and affirmation, number three. Effective communication and understanding, number four. Quality time and attention, number five. Okay? Number five. And let me remind you again about the 10 reasons marriage fails. The ones I've spoken about, that I've thought, go to my YouTube channel, go on my social media, on Facebook. You will see them in details, full video from the beginning to the end. Okay? Don't be lazy not to listen to it. And you can flip, but it's not okay for you to flip because you need everything. Number one that I talked about was lack of communication. I'm talking about 10 reasons marriage fail. Today I just finished volume 7. First one is lack of communication. The second one is financial struggles. The third one is unrealistic expectation. Woo! You need to listen to that, okay? Then the fourth one is infidelity in marriage. Infidelity in marriage. The fifth one is lack of intimacy in marriage. The sixth one is growing apart. Growing apart. And today I talked about unrealized needs in your marriage. The things that you don't need are important in your marriage. And I mentioned 5 of them. All right. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy it. But I just want you to enjoy it. I want you to go back and listen from the beginning again and write stuff down. Learn from it. Meditate on them. And please do as much as you can to love on each other. No competition, okay? No rivalry. You are partner. You are one. You are one. God sees you as one. All right. Until I come your way again, this is your girl, Juliana OLUBU. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you like, you share on all my social media platforms. Until I come your way again, stay blessed and God bless you. This is where we build a triumphant relationship to a triumphant marriage with your girl, Juliana OLUBU. Say it again, Juliana OLUBU. See you and God bless you. Stay blessed. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. All right, now it's about time to off. Okay, bye. Thank you. Don't forget to share before you go. Love you and stay blessed. Bye. Okay, bye bye.